Hope you're doing well, Noah.
Hello, man.
I'm gonna just begin by starting about Michael Douglas because we're gonna get onto it eventually. So might as well start with it.
Why not?
I mean, he's so brilliant in this role. It almost feels like one of those roles that was just made for him. He's got that kind of playful glint in his eyes, but he brings so much kind of humanity to it as well. What was it like working alongside him on this project? Because you share so many scenes together here, and he's such an icon of cinema.
Yeah, he is truly an icon, and yeah, I've will never stop saying this, but he's a true legend in the film industry and in life. He really is. Yeah, being in scenes with him is I feel like sometimes it's quite daunting being in scenes with like very kind of high profile, like esteemed actors. But one thing that I think I will credit him for is how natural and like easy it was to be around him and to work with him. And it didn't feel daunting at all once you met him, and he kind of just made you feel completely at home, completely relaxed. And I think that therefore made you give your best performance. And I think that's, yeah, accredited to him as a person, being able to just like make it feel so comfortable on set.
Well, I mean, in the show, I mean, kind of Franklin sort of takes Temple under his wing in many respects. And I just wondered, because obviously when you started in this industry, you were so young. Were there any kind of actors or directors that did similarly to you? Is anyone that really sort of stood out in kind of helping you navigate your way around what is quite a sort of an abnormal situation, I suppose?
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky enough to work with some really incredible actors. I would have to say Michael's one of them. He's been really open to talking and to being there for me and been so sweet. I'd say one of my best friends in the whole world, Alma Har'el, who directed Honey Boy. I still speak to her almost every day. She's a wonderful human being, and she's been massive in sort of helping me throughout my career so far. Yeah,
I love Alma.
I love Alma.
Yeah, but I mean, but because Temple's kind of thrust into this world of kind of almost of celebrity, and it's kind of, and obviously it's an exciting to be kind of in this new place, surrounded by people, constantly kind of meeting people. I guess in some ways, is it a bit like being an actor traveling around for work? Could you relate to the character on those terms?
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, I feel like as a young actor, you're kind of constantly thrown into these rooms with a lot of older people, all talking about business and work and all of these things, and you have to kind of learn the language. You have to make sure you don't say anything that's offensive. You have to make sure that like you're being very because it could decide whether you get a job or not. So I guess had to learn that, and I think Temple learns that throughout the series. So yeah, there's definitely a parallel between the two, for sure.
And how was it just being on kind of sets? I mean, I know all film sets in their own kind of way have that kind of sense of magic about them because they're all sort of storytelling, and whether it be kind of being on Mordor or being in kind of the streets of like Queens, New York or something, they all. But I wondered about stepping into history and the kind of the costumes, the kind of overstatedness, the kind of grandiose sets, and does it really tap into a very playful element? Is it quite fun to be on set for something like this?
Yeah, I think with this one, I definitely think it had one of the most like magical elements to it that I've ever been a part of, just because it was A, historical and true, and B, we were shooting in the actual places. I mean, every Monday we were shooting in Versailles. All the chateaus you see in the series are real. Like we went to the opera house at one point. Like everything is. We were there. We were actually there, and like these costumes, there were like 400 or 500 extras, all in these full outfits. So it was like completely immersive, and felt you're just completely in this other world. And yeah, it was very special, and definitely one of the most magical sets I've been a part of, for sure.
Yeah, just very quickly, is it quite educational as well? Because when I'm as an audience member, I find sort of historical things, they sort of teach me a lot. But as an actor, you go even one further and do research. It must be quite cool to learn about the past as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm from the UK, and we definitely don't learn a lot about the American Revolution in the UK. So yeah, I was kind of coming into it starting from scratch, and I learned so much about it, and I learned You know, especially about that specific time in France and all you kind of have all of these incredible people around you as well, like Kirk Ellis, the writer, one of the most knowledgeable people that I know, and I'd go to dinner with him and he'd just kind of tell me these incredible stories of how this one thing affected the other, and incredibly informative. Yeah, for sure.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Noah. Best of luck with the
Thanks, man.
series. Yeah,
Have
bye.
a good day.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey, you guys!